Never before did I expect to be able to go on a VIP tour at Disney World, but here I am. In today's video, I will be recapping the most jam-packed Disney World day. Visiting all 4 Disney World parks, riding 8 rides with a personal chauffeur, backstage parking, and free Mickey bars. I wasn't gonna forget the free Mickey bars. I'm here to break down how our experience went and exactly what is offered with a Disney World VIP tour. But you know, this is YouTube, and I have to remind you, please subscribe, and let's hop right into it. For those who are completely unaware of what a VIP tour at Disney entails, you might have seen some Disney World cast members around the parks wearing these plaid shirts, or at least these shirts that have plaid on the shoulders. There's a lot of different designs to these, but you get the gist of it. These are VIP tour guides, which is a very special way to tour around the parks. As I am saying this, I do want to say this very special day is made entirely possible by our friend Nate. Thank you so much, the nicest dude on planet Earth.
Oh, thank you.
Nate, paging Mr. Morrow. I don't need to plug anything on the bottom for him because if you were on YouTube watching Disney stuff, you know who he is.
Oh.
But thank you again. This is gonna be a great
I'm happy you're here. We're gonna have fun.
Yeah. Who organized this tour for our group and invited us to take part in this seriously mind-boggling journey. By choice, we did start our day over at Epcot. We met up in the hub of the park for the beginning of our activities. I'm pretty sure this was a no-brainer, but we did Guardians first. And one thing we did learn with this VIP tour guide is that Guardians of the Galaxy and Rise of the Resistance, you were only able to ride once. After Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, we did have to take a short bathroom break. As you will notice in this video, our group did like taking a lot of bathroom breaks. We will get to that a little bit later, but if you haven't yet, please hit like on this video. We are still a growing channel and it really does help. Our second ride of the day was Test Track. I love the feeling of wind in my hair.
We'll be able to see.
Because this type of tour has such a high price tag, there are some freebies included, mainly water, and I'll get to it later. I mentioned before some ice cream, but that is just something that we got. I don't know if this is every single tour includes this, but again, I'll go into more depth later on the different types of tiers of VIP tours and pricing options and stuff like that, but the main goal of this video is to go over what exactly our day was like and breaking that down for you. It is at this time, after Test Track and after our first water break, that we went backstage for the very first time. This is something that everybody will know is a very special thing. Any location backstage at Disney parks is not allowed to be photographed or videotaped, and obviously, we are rule followers here at For the Love of Theme Park, so we didn't record any of that, and I don't think you should expect us to record any of that because that's just something we don't do. We were parked just behind Test Track, kind of where the loop around part of Test Track happens. It was cool to see. There was just a bunch of buildings that looked like not theme park buildings. It's really not all that crazy, and I don't think it ruined the magic that much. I was a little worried about that, but it wasn't bad. Although we were backstage, we actually didn't go to the second park of the day. We actually went around the back of Epcot, which we went kind of around the back of World Showcase. Again, I can't show you this, but we did park over by Soarin', and we rode Soarin' over there. Now, if you know me, I'm very glad we hit Soarin' on this trip. I love Soarin' so much, whether it be around the world or Soarin' over California. Once we got off, we did take a quick photo, which we tried getting at every single one of the parks, but spoiler, we forgot a few times. That is okay. We did head backstage again, headed to our second park, which was Animal Kingdom. The transportation between parks was this private 15-passenger van. Air conditioning was not the best, but let me just say, our tour guide Glenn was thinking ahead and made sure every time we went back to the van, he would head out there first and make sure it was at least a comfortable temperature for us. It got a little sweaty some of the time, but hey, I want it that way, bang, bang. We actually ended up only riding one ride at Animal Kingdom, and that was Flight of Passage. This is the one if you're gonna do one. I have only ever been in the Lightning Lane for Flight of Passage once. It skips a majority of the queue, and honestly, I love the queue of this, but it's very, very good to not wait 75 minutes minimum for this ride, and again, very fortunate to be able to do this experience. Did everybody know that these green, red, and blue pipes are actually representative of ketchup, mustard, and mayo. Did you know that? The old McDonald's sponsor that used to be...
Oh yeah, back in the day, right outside.
McDonald's used to sponsor Flight of Passage.
Yes, yeah.
McDonald's used to.
It's actually opening the attraction we're on right now, right?
It is. There's photos of Michael Eisner on this.
Yeah. But because we were running a little bit behind on time, we ended up only doing that and grabbing lunch too. We ate lunch at Satuli Canteen, which I have highlighted here on our channel before. This time I ordered the slow roasted sliced grilled beef bowl. I think that's the full name for it. I was a little picky. I just got noodles and beef. I know it comes with like boba balls and some slaw, and other people got that kind of thing, but I am a bit of a more picky eater, and I wanted to keep it simple for this one without getting hamburger pods, because I'm just not a big fan of the hamburger pods they have there. I highlighted it a little bit before, but a pro tip for anybody taking a VIP tour like this, for the love of whatever power above, please make sure you schedule your bathroom breaks together if you can. We probably took close to 7 different bathroom breaks over the 8 hours we were out there, and with this type of tour, time is definitely of the essence. But we were on to the next park. We headed again Backstage, which we couldn't record, as I mentioned before, but we were heading over to Hollywood Studios. We have made it into Hollywood Studios. A storm is a-brewing, and we're doing Tower of Terror because a storm's brewing, and that's what you do when a storm is on its way. Honestly, out of all the Backstage locations, this one was one of my favorite because we pulled up literally like right next to the Tower of Terror, and we were only planning on riding things on this end of the park, so we didn't have to circle around to the backside of Galaxy's Edge, which would have been cool to see, I guess, but like, Tower of Terror is one of my all-time favorites, and that was the one thing we were looking to ride. But before that, we had to record a video, and it was a TikTok dance video, and I was in it, but in the background. If you know me, you know my TikTok channel. I do not do any trends, and especially not any dances. I don't know if it was the slight dehydration or my just excitement for riding Tower of Terror, but I was somehow coaxed into doing this one. Here's the video right here. As you can see, I do my best to hide behind some friends, but you know, it happened. Go follow Kingdom Crew, because they're very good at what they do, and I was very happy to have them a part of this awesome day. On these VIP tours, your tour guide has the option to ride with you. He skipped Guardians, he skipped Test Track, he skipped everything up to this point, including Tower of Terror, which I don't blame him.
I don't know.
Sing it.
Take my hand.
But surprisingly enough, after Tower of Terror, he wanted to ride Rockin' Roller Coaster with us, which I was lucky enough to sit next to him for that, which was surprisingly his favorite ride at Disney World. One super cool part is that while riding, while we were waiting for the launch thing to happen, he decided to tell me a story about one of his former VIP tours. A lot of celebrities that get these VIP tours when they come to Disney request the same guide when they come back, or if they didn't have a great time, obviously they wouldn't, but Glenn has seen one specific celebrity many times when they come to the parks. That being Peter Mayhew. You might also know him as the original actor who played Chewbacca in Star Wars. He is no longer with us, but when he did come to the parks, every time after a Star Wars night, whether it be days after or probably not later that night, days after, Glenn would be his family's guide around the parks, which is really cool. And also, he rode Rockin' Roller Coaster over and over and over again with him. This was his favorite ride, and he was just like, yeah, no, we rode one day Rockin' Roller Coaster up to 5 or 6 times. It was his favorite thing, and that was just like a cool thing to be like, oh, hey, we're here for Star Wars Night, a very cool event that a lot of fans like. But also, I got to tour around literally Chewbacca after the fact. It's hard enough for me to fit in those seats on Rockin' Roller Coaster as a larger person. I cannot imagine somebody over 7 feet tall liking that and having that be their favorite ride, but I guess it was. That was Rockin' Roller Coaster. We're actually headed over to Magic Kingdom next. This is the 4th park of the day we're doing. Again, we are headed backstage, so I cannot be filming there, but amazing. And I got to ride with our VIP tour guide, so everybody's very jealous of me. Correct?
You're the real winner. You're the real winner.
I am the real winner. And he knew all the words. Perfect pitch, everything. After Rockin' Roller Coaster, we stopped for water break number 2 before we headed over to our last and final park. I can't believe, me recording this at home, I feel like I'm breezing by with this, but also at the same time, that's how the entire day felt as well. Something I was really worried about with doing this tour was having some of the magic ruined for me, and let me just say, it was and wasn't at the same time. Like I said before, the rules entailed me not filming anything backstage, but it wasn't like I wanted to either. I guess the two major things that kind of ruined it for me a little bit was seeing the backside of the Canadian pavilion when we were over by Soarin'. Like, you could see part of the rocks, but then part of the like regular building that was housing it. And pretty much the rest of the infrastructure back behind Epcot and Magic Kingdom. It was just regular like trailer looking buildings, and it wasn't anything special. So like, I don't know why this is like such sought after like media is to see backstage stuff at Disney. It's not that crazy. Again, I don't want to spend too much time talking about this, so let's move on to that freebie I was talking about before. It was ice cream. We got Mickey bars and it was great. We then stopped for, I think, one of our only other pictures we took on this trip, which was in front of the castle. It's a must. This is our entire group. Aren't we a bunch of good-looking people? Yeah. The very first ride we did at Magic Kingdom, which we only ended up being able to do 2 because we were running short on time, was Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. This is my very first VIP tour. Like I've said in this video, have you been on a VIP tour before?
No, this is my first one.
What do you think?
It's good. I mean, we're getting on a lot of rides. It's fun. I mean, there still are some limitations. I mean, I think it's different from celebrity status to VIP status.
Definitely.
There's different scales. VIP tour guide is definitely not the top tier, but it's still really good. I mean, we just skipped a 75-minute line, so.
Exactly. It's like Lightning Lane, the Lightning version of Lightning Lane, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a Lightning Lane. It's Lightning Lane for all the parks, because I think the biggest key to this is that you get like carried around everywhere.
Exactly, and it's like Lightning Lane transportation is a huge part of it.
Yes,
kinda. Yeah,
because you really skip a lot of the lines just getting into the actual park.
Exactly. After that and some Sword in the Stone shenanigans, we did head over to Big Thunder Mountain.
Did I give you consent to film me?
No.
Okay, get the camera. No, kidding.
I'm sorry.
Did I tell you that you can put that camera in my face? No, I didn't. So back up.
For the first time ever, I got on and we didn't get the like wildest ride in the wilderness voiceover thing, which talks about all the safety rules. And I don't know, anything could have happened on that ride and I wouldn't have been warned beforehand. Not like I didn't know what the ride was, but. I've just realized that out of all the times I've hung out with the parks with Kingdom Crew, this is the first time we're ever actually riding a ride. Glenn. I probably should have mentioned this earlier in the video, but I want to give a huge cast member shout out to our tour guide, Glenn. He really did an outstanding job and really was willing to spend quality time with each individual person in our group who was looking for questions while we're walking from attraction to attraction. I loved a lot of his stories that he told, and also he's been with the company for over 30 years. I think he started in 1990, so what is that, 32 years? Yeah, 32 years. He started at MGM. Seriously, thank you so much once again, Glenn. Huge cast member shout out. I'm sure some of the comments in this video are asking, this tour normally runs $450 to $900 per hour. Basically, this tour is a Lightning Lane for Lightning Lane, and there are different tiers of this tour depending on celebrity status and other things like that. Every ride we did that had a pre-show, we did have to sit and watch the pre-show, including Flight of Passage, which that pre-show feels like 30 minutes. If not, maybe it is 30 minutes sometimes. I know that when celebrities take VIP tours, it's a completely different experience because they just don't want to be stopped in the parks, and that's actually not the type of tour that we were on today. And today we're just very fortunate to be able to be just regulars taking this type of tour, and honestly, like I said before, beyond thankful for having this be an opportunity for us. For the very off chance for any of my viewers wanting to legitimately take a tour like this, there are links below that'll give you all of the information on that, but the more important links are the links to our friends who were featured in this video. All of them will be found below, if not including links to their videos, just their channels in general, each of which made content surrounding this specific day. So if you're looking for a different angle or different opinion or anything like that, you can check them out in the links below. I did mention, I am not the one who organized this tour, so I am not the one to ask, is this worth it? Because I was not paying, $450 to $900 an hour. As one of the plus ones for this tour, it was great. I had a great time. That's kind of all I could answer, I wish I could answer more, but I confidently can't because Yeah. With all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did filming it. This was an absolute blast of a day. If you ever have a chance of going on one of these tours, please say yes. If you do have any questions regarding this type of tour, please let me know in the comments down below. If the links I provided don't answer them, I am going to answer as much as I can. With that being said, we'll see you guys real soon. Bye.